Hey everyone, just wanted to introduce our guest host Eric, who will be commentating this round. Take it away, Eric.
Hey, what's up? I'm Eric. This is Tuesday Night Legacy, commentating on a game from May 3rd. This is round 4. On the right, we have Alan playing Blue Red Delver. I'm sure you need no introduction. You know, Delver, Darcy, Murktide, and all the good blue spells that you know and love. And on the left, we have Max playing Jeskai. I'm going to call it Jeskai AggroBlade. It's not quite Delver Blade because it doesn't play Delver of Secrets, and it's not quite Stoneblade because it's not running any planeswalkers like Jace or whatever. In fact, I'd say probably like 40 out of 60 of the cards are an exact copy of a blue-red Delver list. You're just cutting, Lightning Bolt and Delver. You're adding in Stoneforge Mystic, Swords to Plowshares, Prismatic Ending, and 2 targets for the Stoneforge, in this case Cauldron Complete, turning the Stoneforge into a game-ending threat unless it's dealt with, and a Sword of War and Peace, which will allow you to have a castable spell left in your hand if your Stoneforge is dealt with. On paper, with the Swords to Plowshares in the deck, Max is going to have an advantage, but we'll go ahead and see how the game goes. So Max on the play, no mulligan. He's going to lead off with a land into a Dragon's Rage Channeler, Darcy. Alan's going to do the exact same thing. He was on a Mold to 6, however. Max is going to go and fire off that Ponder, take some time, figure out what he wants to keep. He did bin a land off of the Darcy Surveil trigger. I see a Force of Negation in that Ponder stack. That's also not stock in Blue-Red Delver. It's a extra card to help protect the Stoneforge Mystic in a longer game. We have a bit of a Spider-Man pointing at Spider-Man meme situation going on here. Both players taking almost identical game actions. Darcy into Ponder into Swing for 1. However, the symmetry is going to get broken here with a Delver of Secrets on Alan's side of the table. Max goes ahead and fetches a land, shuffles away either 1 or 2 of those cards that he saw off of that Ponder that he wasn't interested in. He's going to fire off a Expressive Iteration. Likes what he sees on top from the Surveil. Alan fires off Daze. Max dazes back, picking up the Tundra. Alan enables Delirium from his Dragon's Rage trigger. And he's going to daze again. He's picked up both of his lands. And the stack resolves. Expressive Iteration is countered. Max lays down the Volcanic Island again. In for 3. Delver doesn't flip this turn. And Max is, despite having 2 lands in play, not looking too hot here. He brainstorms on the end step. Looking for answers, looking for threats. A Murktide Regent would be a great card to have here. I'm not sure if he found one though. He goes ahead and plays an Expressive Iteration. Alan's going to brainstorm in response. Looks like he found a couple of Force of Wills. We'll see what he decides to do here. Yeah, he does indeed. Force, pitch Force. And Max actually passes the turn back. I guess he put his Tundra back into his deck with that Brainstorm, expecting to hit it off of the Iteration, but that plan was foiled. And he takes 6 in the sky, and Alan lays down that Murktide Regent. He's going to put, looks like 3 counters on it. That's a huge threat against this non-delirious Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's just instant sorcery and land so far. Instant sorcery and land so far in Max's graveyard. He's got a Brainstorm looking for something. Looks like he found a Swords to Plowshares, which is going to be able to answer that Murktide. But things are just not looking good. The battlefield is definitely favored for Delver right now. We'll see how it goes though. Delirium's still active for Alan. Alan's going to play a Wasteland, target the Tundra, In response, Max will go ahead and use that white mana to Swords to Plowshares, the Murktide Regent, gaining a bunch of life. He took 6 in the sky, and he was about to die to a lightning bolt, but Max stopped that from happening with a Force of Negation, Pitch Force. He answers the Delver with a Prismatic Ending, and now both players are top decking. He managed to find Delirium for his Darcy by flipping off of the Surveil trigger, putting a Murktide into the bin. He finds a Sword of War and Peace and hardcasts it, but Alan finds a Murktide Regent off the top of his deck. So Max really needs to find something to deal with that, or the game is instantly over. And it looks like he does indeed fail to do so, and we're going to move into Game 2 with Max on the play. Neither player taking a mulligan here. Max leads off with a land go. Alan plays a Darcy on turn 1, kind of an ideal start. Max will go ahead and play his Stoneforge Mystic. He's going to go into his deck and find an equipment. In this case, it's going to be a Batterskull, an excellent card in this matchup if the Stoneforge survives. However, in this case, Alan will Lightning Bolted, stranding that Batterskull into the hand. Costing 5 mana, it's not likely that Max is going to be able to play that card in a timely fashion. Alan just casting a Ponder as well, trying to advance himself closer to Delirium and swinging for 1. Max ponders. These decks just kind of being very low to the ground, casting cantrips, casting cheap threats, 1 or 2 lands, 1 or 2 creatures in play. Very tuned, very streamlined decks, both of these. Max will go ahead and play his second Stoneforge Mystic, hopefully being able to put that Batterskull into play, but a Daze will stop that from happening. Alan's going to go ahead and fetch out another land. We'll see what he has in store. I missed it, but I guess he put a Mishra's Bauble into the graveyard off of the Surveil trigger from the Daze, enabling Delirium for the Dragon's Rage Channeler. And he does just ponder and get in for 3. He just goes ahead and lays out a second Dragon's Rage Channeler. This is looking like almost a repeat of the first game, with just more high quality threats in play on the Delver side of the battlefield than the Jeskai side. Yeah, indeed, that Darcy is not delirious. We just have creature, sorcery, and land in the graveyard for Max. He grabs a Tundra. We'll see what he does with it. A Prismatic Ending would be a great thing here, but it's just a Ponder. Looking for Delirium. He doesn't find it. He just puts another Tundra into the graveyard. Passes the turn back. 2 Darcys in the sky, coming in for 6. Nothing he could do about it. He goes down to 8 life. Alan's thinking about what to do. He had the option of iteration, but he just goes ahead and goes for a Brainstorm. He doesn't really feel like he needs to take a risk on a Daze. Bins a Delver, and it looks like that Brainstorm found a Brazen Borrower. Petty Theft being pretty good in this situation, being able to bounce a threat out of the way if that Darcy happens to get online. Max is just going to hard cast a Sword of War and Peace. Pro red, pro white. It's got a trigger for gaining life based on his cards and his opponent losing life based on their cards. And he does have the mana to equip it as he plays a Mystic Sanctuary, putting a Ponder back on top of his deck. But instead of equipping, he's going to go ahead and delve out a Murktide Regent with looks like a single counter on it. Just 1 instant or sorcery exiled for that dragon. But 4/4 dragon is just big enough to block the Darcys that are forced to attack. However, the Petty Theft comes out, targeting that targeting that dragon, bouncing it back to Max's hand. He's at 8. that Dragon's Rage Channeler definitely does not have Delirium with only 2 cards in the graveyard. Goes all the way down to 2 life and a Lightning Bolt. Max jokingly asks if it's targeting his Darcy, and it is not. It's targeting Face, putting him to -1. So yeah, this matchup really came down to Max, despite having a more foundationally good deck with better answers in it, just getting tempoed out, Delirium becoming easier to achieve for Blue-Red Delver, and just crashing in with those 1-mana threats over just a few turns. Well, either way, I hope you enjoyed the match. Thank you to Spellhold for hosting us, and I'll see you next time.